You're back live.
It is?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and I'll keep updating the life points for now.
Yeah, well, just I would say keep doing this match, and then if there's any downtime, you can hardwire it.
Yeah.
I think.
The cliffhangers.
So yeah.
What life points did we miss? Jameson Force. Did I update that?
I don't know. Jameson's life total isn't so important.
Yeah, it's
Are
under
we,
20.
Are we streaming again?
Yeah, we should be streaming now.
Great. All right, so hopefully we're back up for you guys. We just had a...
So here's Punishing Fire Take 2. So Death Ray Shaman got an activation, but they bounced the...
7 life over there.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Life points correct there for you guys.
I noticed the maze, pretty elementary. Wouldn't expect it long to forget something like that.
So Death Ray Shaman's out of the picture. Punishing Fire is back online.
So Punishing Fire is back alive.
I wonder if stage is still a copy of Maze. I think it is. Because you don't want to lose to Wasteland.
Right. Sorry, Claw 1337, but we're a little bit of a new operation.
This is our very first time doing commentary, and I'm not even sure why the stream's crashing. I think it's because we're losing internet connection, but I'm going to work on that after this match. So Stifle's the draw here.
If the stage is still a maze, then
Delver.
Yeah, you can't stifle the maze.
Is that a Delver? Why run that out against Punishing Fire?
Maybe you stifle the buyback trigger, but then you yes.
It's just a trigger that just stops it for one turn. That would be
right.
That would be the play if you had a surgical.
And he gets to untap it here.
Because you can just surgical it then.
Oh, it's in his hand anyway.
But it doesn't matter because you just surgical it instead regardless.
He's just trying to.
I don't know why he would do that.
Fill graveyard maybe. I mean, I don't know if he has
For
another angler. Where's? I guess we can't.
He should have to. Answer your call. Oh, sorry, Diana. Shoot. I don't know. I guess this.
Yeah, let's call without video.
Hey, you there?
Sorry about that.
Our internet cut out.
Yeah, I saw.
Thanks for letting us know in chat.
Could I get your screen, please?
Yep. Keep an eye on this. Let me know if...
Oh, that's how you're doing it. I was really curious.
Alright, there you go. Goliath Online.
So it looked really, really good for Jameson in the beginning, but now as the game goes longer and longer, it just gives Dave more draw steps.
So this is exactly what Lance wants to do. He wants to just draw this game out.
And so
to where they're just playing lands every turn.
If he keeps the depths here.
Oh, he is.
He doesn't know that Jameson has.
He has his Stifle and Submerge for this. So this is going to be really interesting what happens. I don't know what. He's got Exploration out, so. And does he have life? No, life in the is gone.
No lives.
So this is going to be interesting.
Yes, a throwback to the first turn of the game.
Would he discard?
I cannot see.
Went out again. X2 gets a pin if he went out.
Can you
have Dave just shift his?
Just shift it. Can you have Dave shift his lands so they're on camera?
Just slightly inward.
They're too far up.
Yep, and here it is.
What was this card? We're gonna find out.
But he did end up with the depths.
We're getting the graveyard moves. Is he gonna tell us?
Yeah.
So, despite...
Yes, Jameson has both Stifle and Submerge, so 2 ways to fight.
There we go. So
It looks like he discarded Exploration.
Yeah.
Despite the Stifle and Submerge, Lance is actually in a strong position right now,
Yes.
even without
Yes.
Bloom.
They have their inevitability online.
Right, they're just drawing that game out.
Jameson has to find his second extraction to get rid of the fire.
Dark Depths.
Perhaps the depths.
So this is interesting, specifically how you have to copy it. So I think he lets happen because Submerge just beats it, right? And then you just sit on Stifle.
Right, Stifle can do other things theoretically. Not really a lot that's much better than that.
I was like, come on.
Well, the interesting thing is, if he's able to get in for one last swing with the angler by stifling like a mace activation or something, that's very strong.
Right.
That's
the problem
Right,
is,
he'll be able to do 5 here if he goes for it by trying to attack with the angler and stifle.
Yeah. And then he might be able to burn him out after that.
Stifling doesn't
If he has any bolts left. So Rob picked up the second half of his combo after using it the first time, and he won't be able to recur it. But now
That's
he's,
right, Shaman. That could be the last 2 points of damage. No, because
he's got the fire in hand. But I think
like a force or something.
him down to 6 and he killed him.
yeah, he's going for it here. Stifle the activation.
Yep.
Take 5.
This is hashtag worth, because it's now or never, because stage taps to activate. So even if he taps it to copy base of it, he can't activate it.
Because it'll be tapped. Yep.
So this is a guaranteed.
I'll know early January.
Right?
Yes. This 5 is happening.
So dead to bolt,
Dead to bolt,
dead to death rate shaman activation,
but Evan never stick.
dead to double wasteland.
Oh, sure. Wasteland of Grove, probably left, right?
Yeah, 2 wastelands here.
Oh, no,
Or
he can
wasteland
probably,
stifle.
he can probably, well, the problem with Wasteland is he has the stage, so he just is able to copy whatever Jameson wants to waste. But if he jams 2 dudes here, then Dave Long can fire like rebuy, untap, fire, and like,
He has to copy the maze, which I'm assuming he does. No, Dave Long is what is that another stage?
if this was Depths right here,
That's not the worst. It's
then
just
Jameson gets super punished for stifling, but I think it's still
I wonder if
worthwhile.
Jameson cuts his bolts, because I haven't seen any yet. Young
Pyromancer,
that's
well, no,
he doesn't have any spells to feed it.
he has to wait until he
I
can
think
stock
I think
up.
he's just gonna flood the board. He can play all 4 of his all 3 of his creatures right now. I
Well,
think he
Dave fires, rebuys, fires, untaps, rebuys, fires. So it's futile to play your creatures out on the board.
please don't commentate that one, by the way, because they're right over there.
So I'd be very surprised if he just dumps his hand on the table, but it looks like that may be what he's doing.
That's right, Shaman. Yeah, see, he's doing exactly what we thought.
And he does
He's gonna
put
flood.
So I think this, I mean, from what I see, Dave just cleans this up.
Right. Yeah, 'cause he can get 1 this turn, which is I think we get.
He can 2 this turn, and then untap and do the
Oh, yeah,
last
you're
one.
right.
Like, this is...
So what is he? He starts with the young Pyromancer, right? Just in case he has
yes.
one.
Well, his opponent's held that, so it doesn't matter. He's going to clean them all up.
Oh yeah, he's got no cards in the table.
Thoughts Silver making that play with perfect information.
I'm very surprised that he went for it there. I
Right.
would have held the Pyromancer until I had a couple instant spells that I could sneak through.
I don't think you have to do it right now. Oh, he's gonna copy something.
Yeah, because he'll just untap next turn.
Oh, is he making another copy of Maze?
He's shooting another Grove.
Yeah, that's what I thought he would have done, was make another Grove. But he can still clean up both the other 2 this turn with what he's got here. So. There goes Pyromancer, fire back,
Bounce. Nice guy, give you some life.
leave up double. So now he has double mace. So Jameson's in a position where he either needs to top deck the burn spell or find an answer for another Merit Watch when it comes to town, because he's not putting.
This is why I didn't really like the copy, because I don't think he needs it, right? I'd rather.
Oh, so he did copy. He did.
Copy.
Right.
Grove.
Oh, one copied one and one copied the other. I see. Okay, so one of those stages is a Grove.
It was the fresh Grove that he used to copy I'm sorry, it was the fresh stage.
Fresh
he used to
stage,
copy
yes.
Grove.
So Jameson might have what Sulfuric Vortex here if he boarded
Oh,
again.
yeah, Vortex.
If he kept in bolts, that's lethal. But I'm not sure you do.
that?
was a
There's a
card.
red card off the top. What was that?
Here it is.
There we go.
Wow, and that's crazy.
That's it.
Jameson is able to steal 2 games
Oh, he
against
has?
a bad
Oh,
matchup,
wow.
and he has the Chasm in hand. That is, well, without Loam, it doesn't
That's
do too much.
brutal.
But, yep.
That's brutal.
Yeah.
All right, well that's
Can't
gonna be
do
bad.
the chasm.
I have to take a quick break personally. Are you fine watching the stream?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. All right, I'll be right back, you guys. And if you want to bring any of them in to talk about the game, go for it.
Right.
Taking a look at the full sideboard package here.
Yep. So
Looks like we saw practically every card except for the needle come out.
yep, we did see a copy of Submerge, Stifle, or not, sorry, Surgical,
Surgical, right? Yeah, we saw all of those played except
Grudge,
for
and yep, Vortex for the win. And here I was saying
Just draw
Vortex
your
bad
sideboard.
because it's a 3-mana spell in a
How to
Delver
play
deck.
Magic.
Yeah, I mean the mulligan, and then Dave's so far in on Life from Below when he plays Mox Diamond and discards a card and cracks a fetch. I mean, it's just the Surgical there is so hard for him to reboot. But it's impressive to see that even without his main engine online, he still has a decent shot. I mean, if Jameson doesn't have Submerge or Stifle, I mean, that's asking a decent amount. But a 2020 there can just clean it up out of the blue. So
Right, absolutely. I just get the feeling that if Jameson had seen one fewer sideboard card, would have been Dave's game.
certainly, I mean, the matchup is certainly in Dave's favor, but nothing's ever 100%. So Jameson winning the match here. You want to talk?
Gross.
You want to talk? All right.
Yeah.
All right. So
Isn't it going nuts?
nah. Well, yeah. Here we got earthquake boom. This is pretty crazy.
GG's.
So you're live. If you
0-2
want-
against
if-
Delver with a slap.
Right. So
Yeah, you want to talk? We can talk.
yeah, absolutely. If you want to sit down and talk about it for a little bit. So we have Jameson with us now.
What's up, guys?
He just. So what's your record now? Are you 3-0?
I am 3-0, 6-0 in games.
Wow, that's insane.
Yeah, it's stormed twice. It's pretty easy.
Okay, sure, right. Stifle and Force and Days is just with cheap threats. I mean, that's just a real bad problem for them. So in that game, we had your sideboard and we weren't exactly sure what everything you brought in, but. So you ended up bringing in the Surgicals, which is pretty obvious.
Yeah.
The
Submerges.
Pithing Needle, the Grudge, the Surgicals, I think I said, and the Sulfuric Vortex. I was surprised about. I thought that it's a little bit of a high goal to try to get to 3 mana against the Mana Denial deck. But I guess-
You would think, but with Deathrite, it actually happens relatively frequently. But also, it's just such a beating. Like, it's underrated good against lands because it shuts off all the punishing fire trees.
Right.
And they struggle to answer it. And so, like, my philosophy against lands is just to put pressure on them early, often, and just jam them. And so they have difficulty tapping 3 mana for a Crossing Grip if they even have it.
And I guess if you untap, being the Grixis version, if you untap with the Deathrite, I mean, turn 2 is a possibility that you can just get it online and
Slam Jam, yeah.
Right.
And yeah,
So yeah, you were pretty fortunate in the post-board game to Surgical the Loam on turn 1 when you couldn't have any tricks.
Yeah.
When
I drew incredibly well.
Right.
I'll be the first to admit it. And I see the guys from the stream were like saying it's crazy that I 2-0'd lands. I've played a lot of lands matchups, and
it's super popular.
It's really important with Delver to know what to hit and to know what to board in. Obviously, extraction on the game turn 1 though is just the stone nuts.
Exactly.
And then hitting another loam in his hand was really, really good. I was a little concerned when he started mazing my Gurmogs, but I knew that I just had like almost infinite time because he had to raw draw the.
Right, and at that point you had the
League.
Submerge, so even if you naturally drew the combo, you were.
Yeah, I had lots of time to find answers. I took 2 bolts out.
Okay. We were curious
I left
if you
2
kept
in.
anything.
Yeah, I left 2 bolts in. Because again, my philosophy is to do as much damage as possible, as quickly as possible. They have no interaction with bolts.
Right.
You sometimes you can just get to a point where you just like double bolt them, triple bolt them, or something crazy like that. But even just like 1 bolt can sometimes do it. And you can see there, bolt, vortex. So that's 3 live draws in my deck just to immediately kill them.
Right. And so there was one other thing that we were curious about. There was the one turn in the second game where, towards the end, you just put the Deathrite, the Pyromancer, and the Delver all on the field at once. When you had 2 maces and a fire in hand and the Grove in play. So, is it not more worthwhile to just bluff
keep
that you
him?
have something?
Yeah.
Because I mean, he
So-
just cleaned up because he wasn't doing anything anyway. So he just cleaned up your board. And,
Right. So part of the problem there is with that much, with 2 groves, he can theoretically fire out my angler, and I have no interaction.
Sure.
And then I'm just dead on the board.
Right. I mean, I
so
think
it's a low percentage play either way. It sucks to have 3 creatures in my hand against punishing fire, but my thinking was run out all 3. He has to basically use all of his resources to get them all, and then if I do that, then he has to. Yes, he's used all his resources, so then I can draw Stifle, I can draw Burn Spell, I can draw...
I thought he had 2 maces at that point.
He did, and he tapped 1, I think, for mana, and I'm not sure that he should have been able to do that, but I'm not going to complain about it. Because he said, well, I asked him which Thespian stage he had up, and he said he had the Grove up. So I didn't even think about it.
At the end of the game, he had 1 Grove and 1 stage.
Yeah, he had a maze and a stage.
Right.
And so I asked him which stage it was that was untapped, and I think he said that it was the maze stage because he had copied maze with 1 and Grove with the other.
Okay. Well.
But he probably just meant that they were both mazes, which makes more sense.
Or something. It didn't end up changing.
It helps them get around Stifle and things like that. So.
Yep.
Yeah. Delver against lands, Grixis Delver especially, is very draw dependent.
We imagine it's pretty tough for you, though.
Yeah, you have to draw really well, and my game 2 my starting draw had Submerge, Extraction, and Gurmag Angler, and I think I had Force as well. So I had a lot of interaction, and I had a clock, and that's really what you need.
And getting the Gurmag on turn 3 was
very good.
Very good.
Yeah, it's really good for me to get that. I had Wasteland as well, so Wasteland's really good.